So today I'm gonna I will continue work on these two topics. Yesterday worked on introducing two new models for database, two new tables, and today and as well as their indexes. There is one work remaining here, which is one of the for title field, for title column. I don't have. I need to increase limit. Now it's 1000, and for some links it's not enough. I need to debug this part. And for other topic, and we need to finally finish this URL meta worker. When I think about it, I probably work on this topic for a week already. And once this part is finished, we can actually move on and show on the website. So right now I parse articles directly, but if I finish this part, we can use a new pipeline for fetching, for getting new articles, meaning that I can have much more articles per day. Right now, if you see, I have a few articles per day. That's also because of the sources. I have a few sources. I can. Another approach would be just add more sources. To parse. But this is basically goal for today. Let me check if everything works properly. So if you see something wrong, you can comment. I will see your comments. I see, on Facebook some views. Let me see if I can check comments. On Twitch, it is much easier. You can see whole broadcasting in one screen. In Facebook, I am not used to. I don't know whether I can find post for live stream. I'm checking this. Let me see. Yeah, I will need to go to the. I have another screen. I'm checking on the screen. Just a moment. Facebook Studio. Yeah, I see now. And view post. Yeah, okay. So now I see. Let me. I will put a comment. Let me know if you see something wrong. Okay. So I made a comment. You should see. If you see something not working or wrong, please let me know in comments. You can also use Twitch for this. And let me also post link to Twitch if you want to switch. All links. Okay, so now let's continue. I will also take some notes on this page. Usually, since this project Kotlin, it's not open source yet, I will open source it sometime. That's why, if I do some code changes and I see they can be useful for others as well, I will share this code, this snippet basically, and you can find it on my website. So I didn't do it for a post for a live stream yesterday. I will do it today, later today maybe, or at last tomorrow. By the way, it was to check. So in this session, we will continue the work that we started yesterday. So let's continue. As I said, first thing that I need to check why this model. So I have image title. This is my database models. I have a limit for image title 1000, and I want to see in which cases it's not enough, because for some links I get this error. So what I will do, I will put some logging at this point. By the way, we can also debug actually this part, so I can run application in debug mode. So before I do this, I will check database. Let me see, URL data. So all tables responsible for URLs they start with a prefix URLs, and links, they end up here. So like 1, 2. I say I have some tables missing. Yeah, because probably last thing that I did yesterday, I deleted some tables to see if this issue disappears, if it's solved. So this too contains references from the pages. Actual page will be here. On metas we will have title information of the page and other meta information like description. And on this table, I think it's visible right here. And on this table, we will have actual body of the URL. So I fetch it and save in compressed way. And now what I need to make sure that this too, let's first check if everything is correct. So for image title, yeah, I have varchar 1000, meaning that this is our limit. And for some links I get errors, so I want to check why. And place where I save this is this file, URL meta. So this is a place where we get this error. And maybe what I can do if I have error, let me for now log URL image. Actually, let's take it from link title. So this is for, yeah, so this is a variable, loop variable for images, so I will call it correspondingly. It will be image. So we will log title for image, and we will log only for errors, so we don't have a lot of logs. And maybe what I can do, I will also disable logs for compression. Previously I worked on compression, and there was some errors, and that's why I enabled logs. So in this, let's now disable them. I don't need them. And for compression, and compression happens on this part. So URL data. So I was logging basically what was initial size of the page's body, and what's the result after compression. So I can say this percentage of change. I will still keep the code but comment. Maybe in future we will need it. Actually, I will need it. I want to log this this kind of information. Maybe to I forgot the name, to Prometheus, for example, like how many URLs we compressed. But this is something for future. And yeah, so we disabled log for compressor. We enabled logs for URL link and URL image, so we can now try to run. And as I explained in other sessions, this will work since I already have table and then some data in this database. this will work only for remaining URLs. So we will not like parse all the URLs. So this is one, failed to save URL image. I will wait for all of them and then check. So I think it's mainly with image, and I believe people add like maybe I can show what's happening, right? If you go to any web page, and I of course can use one of my websites. If you go to any website and let's say you check if you have any images here, yeah, for example this one, and check source code for this image, let's disable mobile mode, you will see that some websites, I'm not sure if this website dies, like since this code can, but I get this article from the source, yeah, it does. You see they on the image they put alt, and this attribute of image is used by search engines to index some more information. And usually what people do, so if you in this alt attribute you mention some of the text which is on your page, Google will index it like Google will give higher rank or higher weight to your page. That's why you see a lot of text also in images. And actually it's the first time I see that people go very extreme and put really like this is like on image attribute you have like whole article, I guess. So let's see what I can do here, right? I'm thinking if I will need this information. So since my indexer, like plan for indexer, actually it's not visible here, but we can use maybe this one, this another diagram. Plan for indexer is to also consider texts which we see on a web page and on its images, so and also on its links, right? So this information is valuable for indexing. That's why what I will do, I will also save them. Let me check Facebook. I think there's a problem with the stream. Okay, so it's happening. Yeah. So that's why I will save it. And one of the like simple solution to this, yeah, we have also other errors. I will come to this, but for this one, when we don't have enough size for the column, it's easily fixable. We can just put something bigger. Let me go to the model. Let's see what I use for body. Like this is long. This is the biggest column, string column I use. I'm not sure if we will need this much data. I will first go with a 5000. Of course, I have a very small data set to make this assumption. Maybe it will be not 5000. For some images it will be, or for some links it will be much bigger, but I want to start because I don't see any reasons to put like I think it's convert. Let me see, this table is URL meta. And this is long text. I don't want to use long text because it's too much for this kind of attribute. So I will start with 5000 and then let's see what's happening. And also I see there is also another error. This error is known. I mentioned about this one in the last session. So we at some point we get incorrect string value, and the reason for this, when I initialize my database, I don't have proper collation, and easy fix is to just set this collection. So what I will do, I have it for methods. I will set it also for URL images and URL links. So let's call it URL image, URL links. So let's start the application. So this query will update collation to UTF-8 MB4 Unicode. Like this main part is Unicode. So whenever we have some special characters in title, in description, and etc., so we can still save it. And one of the reasons I did execute it on locally, yeah. I also have connection to my production, but it's okay because I don't have these tables yet on production. Yeah, so links table is bigger, of course. Oh, we already have 38,000 links, and that's actually this is very worrisome for me, because when I will release this part, it's not released yet. When I release this, and maybe if I release this on daily basis, I have like it works only for a few minutes, right? And we already have 38,000 links, right? It's too much. And maybe what I need to do, what I can do in future, I keep links only, like I keep only internal links, because on a website, what you have usually, you have a lot of like external links to Facebook and then whatever, like to all social media, etc. And actually, I don't need this information, right? We can actually take a look. Maybe what I can do, so this is executed. This is also executed. By the way, I prefer to keep the order as they are in the models. So first links and then images. We fixed this part. By the way, I will need to recreate these tables because I changed. I'm not sure if we can do in GORM like alter of the table. I will need to check it. Maybe I can search, so I can research it later. GORM alter table. For now, easier way will be, come on. Yeah. So easier way will be removing or dropping these tables. So I will drop images and links. Drop. Yep. And since we have a new size for the column, 5,000, it will be initialized by 1. But one thing that will not be done is I will need to execute this alter again. Okay, so let's start. Let's do. So when I execute, these tables will be created again, and then I will call alter. So I believe it's already done. So let me execute. Okay. Yeah. And let's check logs. So now we shouldn't expect any logs, any error logs. We had 2 types of errors and we fixed. Let me take this node while it's executing. and also alter tables to have proper. By the way, these codes that I used, these two, I will share them on the same page. Maybe I can do it right away. And also model. So this is updated model. By the way, let's check if I have. So cool, I don't have any failed logs. So 5,000 was more than enough. God, yep. I hope this formatting will get enough correction. Yeah, okay. So, okay, I need to just check this part. Why you do wrap? Yeah, best way is of course to have GitHub gist for this kind of stuff. I think that's okay. I mean, for people familiar, I will. Okay, what I can do actually. I can. Okay, I can embed this in a columns. Sorry, from Go we switched to the WordPress. But okay, since I already started, it's a very annoying. Maybe there is a better way for this. But what I do, I do columns, and then I do code. I insert the code. There's a trick or workaround that I found, and then I switch to the columns and do it wide width. And when you do this, it looks very nice on a website. Yeah, I need to refresh. Come on. Come on. Preview. Yeah, okay, cool. So this is our actual code. By the way, it's not published. I will publish when the session is done. But okay, so we have, what is this? Failed to save URL link. We have some more errors. Link URL. Okay, so this is another error. This time title is okay, but actual URL is long. I was expecting actually this kind of error because I was wondering like if there is a URLs right now. Okay, I don't use any. This is okay. It is expected because what's happening here for URL I use. Oh, this is my bad. For URL I use 255, which is of course not enough. I think for other tables, for main URL table, I use something like 1000, right? Let me see. It's a primary key, where is URL? Oh, it's also URL. Oh, okay, so this is good catch. What I will do, I will commit this part, and then I will update it for all models. So commit. So let me see what I did. By the way, we can now also remove this part. We don't need this anymore. And this one as well. So I will commit them separately because it's separate work. Refactor, rename, what was it? Image variable. this is disable logging of compression result. And this is actual work, which is increase size of title column. Okay, and now we need to work on titles. Sorry, on URLs. So what I need to do, I need to update all these models. So URL has enough size. I wonder why I didn't get this error for other tables. So I will by default use 1000 and then execute application again and see if this is enough. URL not null and size is 1000. URL not null and size is 1000. Database is stable. Yep, same here. So meta, yeah, I will keep it safe. Let's see, 5000. So in case of URL link and URL image, it will also apply to the this is source to the this is destination URL. So I will also update this one, because it's also URL. And let me double check URL. And for this, I will need to recreate database. Let me check if it's visible. Yeah. So, by the way, let me also check comments. Yep. Okay. So. Okay, as I said, I need to recreate, and I use. Let me see if I have this node. I have a very nice makefile. By the way, my video tutorial about makefile for Python, it is relatively popular on my channel on YouTube. I think I can do the same for Go, because right now I have very nice a makefile. I do most of the automation using this makefile, so I will take a note to maybe share it at some point, makefile for Go. And one of the targets I have, it's called recreate, which basically does destroy. This is all about local. I use Docker for this part. Docker file looks like this it's Docker file for application, and Docker file for MySQL is this one. I can share this also in a link. I will just create a reusable block code block, so I don't need to do the same again and again. Yeah, and so this is a code. This is a Docker command that I use to create my database. If you want to use the same, you just need to like escape, like replace this code can part with your name. So I will use this one. Color create make, and what this will do is remove previous tables, create and database actually create empty database. So if I go back to here and check my database, it will be totally empty, and when I run application, it will be created again. One thing that I need to do to execute this part, I will execute it and then wait for this URLs to be fetched, and then check how I can automate this part as well. Because it takes because it's error prone, right? I mean, if I forgot to do it, some URLs will not be saved, and I don't want to have a situation like this. Okay, so we already see some errors because of this collation. So create okay, what is happening? This is done. Specified key was too long. Max K length is okay. I can recall what does it mean. I think it is applied, right? I will need to check. I think MySQL is not okay with my URL size, especially when this URL is a key, right? In this case, and maybe this is happening. Let me check. Let me check what does it mean. Key. I need to avoid using this size for some columns. I will check which one I can keep. So I just want to keep some log because sometimes I forget what was happening in a session. Convert to link. Okay, so let me go back, and maybe before I make this change, yeah, some URLs of course, but it's too little actually, not much. I will fix it anyway. Let's just take a look to the data in the table, right? So we have this. Maybe we can close some of these files, and let's check. First, let's check metas, because this is a table where like actual links end up. So we have these articles in this table. This is cool, and then links. Wow, it's only 11 links. I believe this is because actual indexing, not indexing, but we are not at the point, since we use ETL approach, like not even like data pipeline approach, so probably not all of them are matched for now. That's why we have too few URLs. That's my assumption. We will see. And why it's working so slow? When I executed it, it's 01. And what's time now? It works for 7 minutes already. Okay, I will check what's happening. And images, and we have 3. Okay, and I want to see what kind of data we have in these images. So title is mostly empty, or it's just yeah, not mostly. Yeah, actually for 400 links, we have only title for only 36. Okay, good to know. And yeah, for link it will be different, because for most of the links you will have a title. This is a good insight. When we define a size, probably for link no one will have very long title. That's my assumption again. To perceive coherent motion, blah blah blah. Okay, why it's not increasing? Oh, okay, so we have already 10,000 links. Okay, the thing is I have a limit of 10. Let's take 100. And yes, links are very different. And one thing that I need to do, I need to join link. So when it starts with this, and if we take it from this website, it means that final URL is deepmind.com/blog. Let me take this node. Join links abc.com and /about. This should end up abc.com/about. So let me go back to source code. I want to check how this URL actually looks like, because I see, for example, link to the YouTube on this page. And for this link, it says that we have this title. So meaning that if I search this with passions, yeah, that was what I was afraid of. So this means that for some links, we don't get proper text. So actual text is engagement, but we get with passions and the public including, which is this part. So we get text which is in between two links, which is not correct. And this is something that I need to fix in page data parser. Fix parsing title for the, and this can be also a reason why we have too long metas, right? Too long text in a description. Fix parsing title for the links, and probably also for the images. And this is about page data parser. Giant links. This is also actually a page data parser. So this page, I feel that this page data parser at some point this will become some useful package that I can open source separately on GitHub, because I already did some interesting works that I needed for myself, but it can be also useful. For example, when you get a URL and you want to get like information about title and etc. So I have some checks on the URL content and how I get this description. Like I have a ways to get this description, or other like keywords, alter, and etc. So this can be nice to have. But yeah, but as you can see, for now it has some issues. I will need to check and fix. And now I'm thinking if it is a blocker for the future. Probably no. What I can do right now, I will just fix this issue. Let's say, I think recommended size was 255. Yeah, 255 to use prefix indexes, and I will keep this 255 for URL. And when I think of probably this is too much, let's use some reasonable numbers. 255, and I don't consider having a few errors. Like, yes, of course, if you have error on actual URL meta, like actual URL parser, then yes. But if you have errors saving some links in this URL, we can live with it. It's not a problem. Thanks, Elvin. Let me like your comments. and I will pin one of them. Okay, link title. This is same. Probably we don't need to keep a link title this big, because this is data that I was just checking. So this is a link title, right? And usually you don't link whole paragraph. You have only like a very small amount of text. And probably I will keep the same size, 255. I think it's even 255 is too much, maybe 100. Okay, let's start with 255. We can always optimize later. And anyway, I don't consider MySQL as a long-term database. Probably I will switch to something else. So again here, 255, 255, and 255. And if you get errors, we will just ignore them. As I said, for the page's internal links and images, we don't care if you have error. But this part needs to work as expected, because right now issues with page data will not let us do proper parsing, so I will need to fix this part. And I believe it is happening. Let me see. I believe it's happening here. I can actually fix. I will fix it. Like let me commit this part. I will have some ideas why this error is happening. This one, because in my URL tokenizer, let me see my tokenizer. What I do, I mark when I see any of these tags, I mark this tag as an eligible tag, and then when I get text tokenizer, I dive in the details of this tag. Like for example, if I see a link, I get this link. But what I'm thinking, maybe I can do this already here at this stage. For example, let me see what I do for image. I wonder if I have repeating images. Let me check how it works. Append image. Okay, so let me take this URL and go to the URL debugger tool, which uses the same parser. Just a moment. Yeah, and let me see if I have repeating images. Yeah, I do have repeating images. Okay, and I just saw what's the reason for this. We can also fix this part. Let me take this note. Page data parser, fix issue with repeating images. And one of the reasons why I take these notes, yeah, of course, it's at the end I will have mostly ready to use post, which I can attach. But also sometimes I just lose track of what I have to do because there is a lot of moving parts in this project. So I will fix this part. So let me finish model. Let me see what I have. URL image, URL link, size is good. Title, let me see. Yeah, I will keep, for now I will keep title 1000. This is title of actual page, like source page, not links in the page, so it's okay. And this one as well. URL size is 255. Body should be this big, it's okay, and this one also 255. Processed. Okay, title, this is different title. Host. URL. Okay, so this is this looks okay. But one thing I want to do also set GORM model set collation. There was a yeah, this one. There was a chat where I mentioned how you can set this collation on a column level. This is exactly what I need. Yep, this one. Okay, type archer 5, char set. But anyway, I want to see if I can do this alter. My idea, what I'm trying to do, so now whenever I have a database and all these tables generated, I have to execute these queries, and I want to automate this part. I don't want to do it manually. And let me see how we can do it. So migration. So I do this part for whole database, and maybe I can, what I can do, I can introduce it on table levels. Boom, boom, how I can, yeah, I think this is execution which happens at the end, right? Yeah, so maybe once I do this migrate and populate, I can execute this part. But one thing that I'm not sure what happens if I already executed. I don't want to introduce like complex logic when I keep track of these executions and don't do them again. So that's what I will do. Let me apply these changes first, this size changes first, and then think about this automation. So what I will do, I will recreate again whole database, then execute application. It takes some seconds to bootstrap this Docker instance. For now. So, boom. So it's working now. Let me also execute this alter commands. Yeah, so now it worked. So, and now let me check. So we still, let me think, we still will have probably some errors, mostly related to size problems, because now we limited the size of the columns for URLs and titles. So I would still wait for one iteration to be finished. Yeah, we have one already, data too long as expected. But this can be also a problem with page data. So maybe what I can do, let me take these notes. Topics, what's done, a proper collation. So this this part increase data field, not increase but review field column size for URL and title columns. We did this part, and what we also did, let me see. Yeah, what we need to also do is automate alter queries. Here's when the database okay. So what we can do now, maybe we can wait for one iteration to be finished. Then we can check how to automate these queries, and then we can continue with page data. Yeah. So it's still executing. 1 second to check. So it's still executing. So what I want to also do is check database. Mainly these links, because just by looking at data I can see already some mistakes. For example, this is for sure a mistake. This shouldn't be. Probably this tokenizer didn't work well. That's why we have this error. And I think it's not only case. Let's see how many URLs we have. 10,000 and images. And I'm also trying to understand how big is the scale. Of course, right now it is only so of course it's right now it's only test sources. In production it will be differently. So why I have only few images? 100. Okay, so image worker just started. It is a bit strange, of course, because what I mean, ratio of these links to images is too big. I have 14,000 links and only 146 images. It doesn't look good actually. Let me check meta worker. Yeah. Yep. The thing is, this meta worker, this saving part happens here, right? They are end to end. So we first save links and we save images. And I wonder why okay, this is something to think about it. Let me check if I did everything. Okay, image URL, okay, looks good. Let me check now. Yeah, maybe do I have any other URL? It's only DeepMind. Why? The thing is, yeah, I think this is okay because, as I already mentioned, how websites are designed, right? So you have on all pages you have all these menus, footers, headers with the same links. Probably this is good to build sitemap. This is something that I will need to review if I want to keep all these links, all these references from the given URL, because most of them are useless. We don't need all these URLs. But yeah, this is quite important to think about it, but maybe not during this session. So what we can do now, I will try to automate these alter queries. So the thing is, when we have a database, we have to execute these queries, and I want to see if I can do it through GORM's interface. One thing that we can validate, since I already execute this query, what happens if I do it again? So it's not my expectation. It shouldn't be like this is big table, right? Relatively big. Let's see how long it takes. Okay, so I believe MySQL, it will do some checks. So if collation is equal to the needed one, it will not execute it again. So it will not alter the table. Because otherwise on each application start we will need to alter whole table, which we want to avoid. So what I will do, once all the tables are populated, I will execute other set of queries at the end, and this is one of them. Set names, no, this is one of them. Single line, no. I'm looking if I can, okay, convert it as one line, but okay, no, let me do it here. So this will be our query. Oops, here. Past. This is our query, right? This is for links. I will need the exact same query for two other tables. Links. We have links, images, and metas. The whole table, whole database should be already set. So once we populate, probably there is a better way, and one of them is to have it on column level. But this is something that I want to avoid, because in this case we will have too much database specification in a model. This is something I can refactor in future, but for now I believe having it in one place like this is more feasible. So what I will do, if I execute URL link, yeah, if I execute this query again, application again, this time I don't have to alter tables manually. So this is what I expect, and we shouldn't have when we execute application, we shouldn't have any errors related to the Unicode problem. This is what I expect. So let's wait a few seconds and then execute application once more, and in the meanwhile let me check stream. Okay, so now we can execute. So far we don't have errors related to the Unicode. Titles we expect to have. This is, as I said, this might be related to incorrect work of page data parser. If I verify that this worked, I will move to another task. So far it looks good. So I will leave it running, and in meanwhile I will execute. I will commit my changes, update field size and alter tables for collation. So let's commit. Okay, so now we can focus on page data. I already have one thing in my mind which we can already do. So page data. So we need this page data in correlation to worker. So we don't need other files. Let me close other files, and we don't need this anymore. So one thing, like about this page data, if you are not familiar with this concept, what I would suggest, I have an article on this. Go away. So this one. In this one, I try to explain how this tokenizer work on a simple use case. Check it. And in general, you can, I think I have a reference in this article. In general, you can check also Go's implementation for the tokenizer, right? It's nice to know. So I use the same approach within the CodeCan project. And what's happening here, during the main worker, main method, let's say, whenever I have a match for a needed tags, and what's needed tags? I consider tag as needed if it contains any textual information like title or B tag, H1 header tags, image tags, and then etc. etc. And one of them is a image tag, right? And for image tag, what's happening when I see this is a image tag, I mark it. I mark flag enter, and next time I get a text token, I see if I have enter. I try to get its content. But thing is, what's happening? Sometimes, or most of the times, you will have links within the paragraph, meaning that so how its tokenizer will work. We will have this paragraph tag, and then text tag, and then again rest of the paragraph. And this way, when we have this tag, we will mark it as enter, then take this text information as a content of this link, which is totally wrong. That's not what we want to do. That's why what I will do, I will, but why it doesn't happen with images? Because for images, we don't, let me see, I think we shouldn't, yeah, for now we mark it as enter again. So for images, I get the text immediately. So, but since I don't switch enter back, what's happening? I have duplicated images, and we can prove it by checking to this tool. This one to this tool, you can see that we have duplicate images, and this is not the right way of working. So what I will do, I will add one more case, which is I think default, right? Default, or no, default. I forgot how it's done. Golang case switch. Yeah, default. Yeah, and yeah, I was typing it outside. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay, so by default, what we will do, we will mark as enter. For all other tags, we will enter. But for image and also a tags, we will get this information immediately. By the way, we will need to check this part, but what I expect at so it will be for image we still need to enter. That's a problem, because otherwise we will not. What I'm thinking about, if I go back and take any link, image and a tag is different. So for a tag you have, so if you check this a tag, you have start, you have end, and you have in between text. But for image, if I can search here, so for image you don't have end tag, you have image, and all the information of image is within the tag. So you have attribute saying alt, attribute saying source, which will be image link, and that's it. So for a, we have href, which is link, but we don't usually put, some websites they will put alt attribute or title attribute, which we can use, but usually you have internal text. So that's what we are interested in. That's why I'm thinking how we can get this information at this stage. This is something that I need to debug. Let me switch to the website. So when I execute this website, I ran exact same instance as an actual website. So let me execute this part in debug mode. So I will parse the same URL, but locally. So it's compiling. Let me check. So I will parse this URL. And by the way, let me check the stream if everything is okay. Yeah, we are already streaming for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Okay, so what I will do, on Twitch I have a new follower. Thanks for following. I appreciate. Okay, so what I will do, I will use this one. Go to the local host. So this is our actual website. I have these tools. You can use the same tools on the main public version of the website. I will run parse, and we should end up somewhere here. And I want to check only a tag. So parse. Okay, so we have a tag. I want to check how I can get text of the a tag at this stage. This is what I am trying to check. So by the way, I have all these attributes. First things that I do, I put all the attributes in this map, so I can access them here. First thing that I will do, if I have these attributes, homepage, boom, 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 and we need to find something that will work for all the cases, not only for this particular website. So what I see is that we don't have this information here, at least. So we have current tag, which is text actually. So let me see what we have in tokenizer. Current tag, token type. Yeah, data will be. This is bad. Yeah, I will need to read this part once more to see how we can get this information. Let me see. Okay, maybe what we can do, let's debug also this part and see what we get at this stage. So we are interested in a tag. Yeah, okay, so let's do. So this is a next stage. Once we mark again, so here I mark it as enter. And when we have a next text tag, we use enter, and we use the name of the previous tag we had seen. And we assume that now, for most cases it works, right? We see that probably it was linked to the about page, and we get this link. But for some cases it doesn't work. Let me find maybe some examples. I think it doesn't work when link is within paragraph. Go away, go away. So this tag, let me see, China. So you see, this happened again. So we have link, and then we have this text, and we should have take this, only this text, not this part. Yeah, this is something that I will probably need to debug more. And also I want to understand how this tokenizer works. So let me see. Okay, one thing that we can finish. Let's stop website. So what we can already finish. So for we can skip entering for most of this. Like we need to skip entering logic. If it is for image, for example. For a tag we still need to enter. For image we don't need to enter. For meta we don't need to enter. So for a I will make an exception, so and say enter. But what I know for sure is that this part doesn't work properly. So even if I mark it as a current tag, for some cases text tokenizer will be not for this current tag, but for something which embeds this current tag. So I need to think how we can distinguish these two use cases. But this part is already, like, no, not this part, but this part is already fixed. Let me run this and see. Like by moving this enter from top level to the like this default level, it should already fix use case with duplicate images. So what I will do, I will go back to the website, execute the same query, and check if we don't have any duplicated images. Okay, so we don't have any duplicate images, but now we have some of them empty links. It's also worth to check. What is this? Let me see. Okay, so now we took. Is this? Let me see. Is it the image? Yeah, it's image. So now I think we confuse image with a tag. Do this. Run again. Oh yeah, okay, of course. I know what's the problem. I add as a image, not image, but add link. And we don't have alt. Let's say to be fixed. So I want to keep this text for now. The thing is, at this stage we need to understand how we can get title of the link. Stop and rerun. I will execute the same image, same link. So we have links and images, and image looks perfect in a sense that we don't have duplicated. So so we at least solved it for one use case, right? Now all links will not work. They will work in a sense that we will have a URL of the link, but we will not have text of the link. So this is something to fix later. I will commit this part. Commit. Fix duplicated image issue. Just page data parser. And next will be fix the same, fix title parsing for links. And of course, like in this case, I use tokenizer, right? But if I have also another package, which is, let me see if I have here, which is like normal parser, right? I think it's somewhere, yeah, rule parser. So I have this scrapper, which can do the thing like a normal way, right? We can get all A tags, but I would prefer to stick for now to the tokenizer, and at some point make a benchmark and see which one, tokenizer or scrapper, works like more efficient, and then make a decision which one I want to still use. But since we already use for main URLs tokenizer, I would like to fix it and then do this benchmark. But for now, I think for this session, this is enough. I will push all my changes and hope that one day I can. The reason why I don't have this open source right now, because this is a question that I'm asked. This is because for now I use the same source code base for my production website, and before making it public I would like to clear up, and only way that I can do it now is to have a copy or clone of the repository and keep both of them, which will be additional efforts. So maybe I will do it sometime later. But yeah, all the code pieces that I used, I will put on this page. So check this website. And thanks for joining, thanks for watching. See you in next one, which will be tomorrow at the same time, which is 11:30 Amsterdam time.